Hello, race fans. The NASCAR SEGA Cup Series is back once again for some more road course racing here at Road America, getting ready for the Jockey Made in America 250. Now, after an intense race last week, Levi McIntyre ended up capturing his first points win of the season, but like most winners, they're going to have to prove themselves at a road course like this, Road America. This is the first time that the NASCAR SEGA Cup Series has been here. We haven't been to Road. I don't think we've been to Road America since the Mobil One Nationwide Series, although I could be wrong there. Our front row consists of Joshua Mudd and Cole Daly. We're gonna have a few patriotic schemes here. Now we're only gonna be running here for 12 laps. And this race is going to come down to pit strategy. This massive 14-turn road course. Anything can happen in the NASCAR SEGA Cup, as we all knew from last week. We had Mitchell Collins blowing up last week, but hopefully he'll have a good finish this week as he's starting this race from the 9th position. Well, I believe I've spoken here long enough, as we're just moments away from those famous words in motorsports.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
I'm up in the center of 1 and 2 up here, so as you're going down the back stretch into 3, it may appear to me that they're inside, but they may be just shy of that. I'll really try to stay on top of that all night, buddy.
And as the drivers are rolling down the front straightaway, here is your starting lineup for the Jockey Made in America 250. As the field is coming through these last set of S's here, we're going to be here for 12 laps. Joshua Mudd getting another chance to start here on the pole here, while Cole Daly sits second in the points. A win here would definitely put him to the points lead, seeing where James Quall started in this thing. This is the first time the SEGA Cup Series has ever been to Road America, as the pace car makes its way onto pit road. And oh wow, Stephen Cole is coming down pit road. Oh man, I don't know what's going on with the 88 right now, but we're about to get things underway here for this race, as the pace car is still going down pit road, as the green flag is now out here at Road America. And oh man, it looks like Nathan Hudson, he's already trying to make it 3 wide here. Oh man, 3 wide, like in the first turn. Oh man, these guys, they're wow, these guys are already showing like how hard they want to race here. And Joshua Mudd, he's supposed to go to the outside as they're going 3 wide for the lead. Oh man, Nathan Hudson, he's trying to do what he can to take that lead away. But Cole Daly, he had a faster run on the outside, and I think he has the preferred line right now. Oh man, Nathan Hudson trying to show in charge, as we now see all these drivers trying to. Oh man. We're trying to go to the spectator experiment, and oh man, we got cars around. Oh no, we got cars around, and oh man, Brett Kinderberg just got turned, and Tim Fiegel. Oh man. Well, a lot just happened here. These guys are running incredibly hard, as Nathan Hudson, he will hang on to that lead. Wow, no doubt that will bring out our first caution of the day here, as Nathan Hudson, at the start in this race from the 3rd spot, he made it 3 wide, and now he's showing off in the race lead. And oh man, now Joshua Mudd, he's getting stuck on the outside, getting passed by his teammate. Nathan Hudson, he's gonna try to do what he can to run away with that lead here. Cole Dallas settles himself back into the second spot as the Hendrick Motorsports teammates duke it out for the third position. William Brock now finds himself in the fifth spot. 6 is now Danny Wells. 7th is James McLeod. And we have Mitchell Collins now sitting in 8th. 9th is Cole Deaver. And rounding out the top 10 is Dougie Shears. But oh man, Nathan Hudson, he just shows how much he wants to try to win this thing. He wants to try to put the number 6 back in victory lane here. I'm trying to remember the last time we even seen the 6 in victory lane. I believe the last driver to put the 6 in victory lane was actually the season 2 champion William Duncan. But Nathan Hudson, he will cross the line as the yellow flag is now out. But now we have to see who was all involved. And oh no, there's some rear damage to Michael Norman. And there's some damage to Jessica Shelton. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go through the field. And there's a lot of rear end damage. I believe that was one of the cars I saw go around. That's RJ Bishop in the 17. You know, man, and we got a couple guys on pit road. There's the 88 of Stephen Kohler, who actually came down pit road before the green flag even dropped. And now we see Brett Kinneberg is also on pit road. And oh man, there's a lot of damage to the front of Aaron Macklin. Tim Fiegel, he's the driver I saw go around. And there's some front end damage to Dylan Poteet. And oh man, we just got some cars bunching up here trying to line themselves up. But oh man, a lot happened in that first lap. So let's go ahead and head to the replays and see what all happened. Well, here's having about our first caution of the day. It was just drivers bunching up here. As you can see, the drivers bunching up. You see Dylan Poteet and Dylan Young end up getting together. And then Aaron Macklin actually gets into the back of Michael Norman. Then RJ Bishop's wheels ended up locking up and he spins out right in front of the field. Both RJ and Michael both spin out. Then Jessica Shelton, she gets into the back of Michael Norman here. As Levi McIntyre, he goes to the outside to try to avoid the 21 car. And up ahead, Tim Fiegel, he actually gets into it with Brett Kinneberg here. As, oh man, he spins out right in front of Sky Commons. And Sky Commons gets right into the back of the 19 car. Trying to find the best camera angle for this. As we see that Sky Commons, he also gets one more hit into Tim Fiegel. Let's actually bring it back a little bit. As you can see, Tim Fiegel, he just comes in contact with Brett Kinneberg there, and he spins him right into that concrete wall. That's not I don't think that's a safer barrier. I think that's concrete. As Tim Fiegel, he just spins out right in front of Sky Commons here, and his teammate Cody Lamas also manages to get into it. As we see Joshua Osborne, he gets stuck behind the spinning 19 as Fiegel tries to turn himself around. Oh man, the start of this race is already showing out to be pretty big here, as we had a 3-wide battle going for the lead in the first and second right-hand turns here. As we see the damage Aaron Macklin getting around this. But the race is still young here, so let's head back to live action, getting ready for the restart. And here we are back at Road America. We're going to restart on lap number 4 out of 12. We're already a third of the way through this race, and we only had one driver who retired out of this race, and that is Brett Kinneberg. Well, once we get back underway, our top 10 goes as follows. Nathan Hudson is the race leader. Second is Cole Daly. Third is Nathan Ormond. Fourth is Joshua Mudd. Fifth, William Brock. Sixth is Danny Wells. Seventh now is James McLeod. Eighth is Mitchell Collins. Ninth, Cole Deaver. And running out the top 10 is Allison Rain. The rest of the top 15 are Dylan Young, Brayson Mitchell, Chris Dollarton, Steven Gonzalez, and Alex Strayton. I wonder if Cole Daly and Nathan Ormond are going to try to do the same thing that Nathan Hudson did at the start of this race, But the pace car is making its way back onto pit road. Stephen Colin finally returned to the track, but since it's under 10 to go, he's not gonna he's not gonna pull side by side the race leader as they're waiting for the green flag to come back out to get this thing back going. And here we go. And oh man, half the field, they're wasting very little time. They don't want to stay behind anything. And oh man, Nathan Orman, he's trying to do the same thing that Nathan Hudson did at the start of this race. And Nathan Hudson, he's fighting back on that outside. Fighting back on the outside line. But now Nathan Hudson, with the help of Danny Wells, he's going to try to do what he can to get around the 18, which he does do. But now we have to see if anyone can get around this right-hand corner. I'm going to have to keep an eye on the curve. I have to do this at the right time. And I believe it's right here. Let's see if anyone can make it through unscathed. Well, we had a couple of drivers bunch up together, but no one spins out. Oh well. Simon Oscom's wheels lock up, and oh man, Charles Sanford, he has a lot of front end damage, but I don't think that was enough to bring out the caution, was it? I hope not. No, it wasn't. The caution is not out. Okay, that could have been really close. And oh man, Nathan Orman, he found himself into the second spot. He got around the 18 car. Cole Daly jumps back to third as we now see that Joshua Mudd now sits fourth. Danny Wells moves up to 5th place now. 6th now is James McLeod. And we just had a battle for 7th and 8th between William Brock and Mitchell Collins. Now we see that Cole Deaver's getting around the 22. That outside run can get a decent going as Alistair Rain just got around the 22. I don't know if something happened to Mitchell Collins or what. Hopefully he doesn't have engine issues again. As he just, and oh man, he's duking it out with Steven Gonzalez. I need to get back to the front of the pack because because none of the drivers came down pit road on that last caution. We may have some green flag stops, and yep, that's exactly what we're having right now. Nathan Hudson, he's the only one coming down right now, so he's gonna try to roll the dice and stay and try to pit early. He and William Brock are going down. That's going to give the lead over to Nathan Orman as we now see that Hendrick Motorsports is now running 1-2 right now. And oh man, it looks like Joshua Mudd, he wants to move to the inside to try to get the lead from his teammate. But Nathan Orman, he's been denied so many times here this season. I don't think he's going to try to let this one get away like he let Kansas and Charlotte get away from him. Nathan Orman, right now, I'm trying to find them on the list. Right now, he sits 7th in standings right now, and a win here would definitely push him past the top 5 here. But oh man, now we see Cole Daly. He's getting, he got around Joshua Mudd on the inside with the help of Danny Wells. It looks like Danny Wells, he wants to try to push the 18 past the 5. Danny Wells running his body armor colors here. Right now, Danny, he sits 29th in standings. Over the last couple of weeks, he's been slowly moving up the ranks. And oh man, he just moved onto the sand. Oh man, that just made him lose a lot of speed. He just lost 2 spots there to James McLeod and Cole Deaver. Well, actually, he lost 3 spots. Oh man, he took that turn a little too wide there. And oh man, he definitely paid for it. Luckily, he didn't get stuck there. But oh man, Nathan Orman, he's gonna have to try to do what he can to protect that lead of his. Right now, he has a size believe. I believe he has over a second lead over the 18. And oh man, now Cole Daly, he got around the 5 for second place. But now the question is, are these guys gonna come down pit road, or is anyone else gonna try to stay out? I'm gonna have to go to the non-camera again to see if anyone is gonna try to stay out. As we take a look at Nathan Orman as he heads into turn 14. And it looks like, let's see, and yes, the leaders are indeed coming down as we see that they're all coming. Joshua Osborne, Dougie Shears, and oh man, we got a couple drivers staying out. Christina Bell is one of them, and as well as Kyle Matthews. Oh man, that's going to give the lead over to Christina Bell. Oh man. the number 40 out of Sega Motorsports. She takes over the lead. Now second place, we have Kyle Matthews out of Spy Motorsports with rear damage. And Luca just took the third spot away. Jake Rogers in the 94 out of Evernham. And we have another Spy Motorsports teammate in the top 4. That's Ron Acosta in the 78. And RJ Bishop. Oh man, RJ Bishop just moved up to the 5th spot. Just look at the back of that 17. He was a part of the first caution. Oh man, if they stay on this pit strategy to the end of this thing, this may be our top 5. I don't know. And oh man, look at Aaron Macklin. He's completely missing the front and the hood of his car, as he's sitting in the 6th spot right now. 7th now is Tim Fiegel, and 8th now is Sky Commons. Oh man, just like I said in the previews, you never know what happens in the NASCAR SEGA Cup. And oh man, Christina Bell, if this keeps up, she could be looking to try to get her 2nd win of the season here. I don't know, but we're gonna have to keep an eye on all these guys. I think it's safe to say that these guys, they're gonna be coming down. They're gonna be coming down pit road once they come back around. Kyle Matthews trying to do what he can to chase down that number 40 car. Matthews' teammate Ron Acosta still trying to do what he can to chase down that 94 car, as he sits comfortably in the 4th position. But now we're gonna have to keep an eye on Christina Bell. Do she and the rest of these leaders come down pit road? I'm trying to see, and it looks like that. Yes, she will. She is coming down. Yes, all these leaders are coming down. So these guys are definitely on a different pit strategy than the main field. Yes, and there goes Sky Commons to bring out the rest of the field. And it looks like that Stephen Colin, he's seen his 1 lap down. And oh man, we had 2 more drivers retire out of this race. They are Chris Dollarton and Charles Sanford. Oh man, both of the front row cars are out of this race. And I believe after Stephen Colin crossed the line, I believe that just gave him his lap back. Now he didn't start the race until the 2nd lap. So I don't know if this may be a chance for Stephen Colin. But now we're gonna have to go to the front of this pack now, as it seems that these leaders, they have gotten around Christina Bell, but I believe that's gonna give the lead over back to Nathan Hudson in the 6th. That will give the lead back to the number 6 car, as William Brock, he now finds himself in 2nd place. Now Mitchell Collins finds himself in 3rd. 4th now is Nathan Orman. 5th is Steven Gonzalez. 6th now is Brandon Crasta. 7th is Alex Drayton. Kyle Matthews drops to 8th. 9th now is Cole Daly. And it looks like 10th is Seth Cole. So yeah, pit strategy is definitely going to be a factor for this race. But Nathan Hudson, he's still gonna try to do what he can to try to benefit from this, as we just passed the halfway point of this thing. We saw all that front end damage on Charles Sanford. That may have been the reason that he got out of this race. As I'm trying to cycle through the field here, everyone still seems to be going single file. There's not really any battles going on right now. And Joshua Mudd, oh man, last time by he was showing in the 27th position. I don't know what kind of pit stop he had, but oh man, he has dropped like a rock. Both he and Dylan Young have dropped deep in the field. I don't know what happened between the 5 and the 2, but oh man, a good day just went down the drain for Joshua Mudd. And oh man, there's a lot of, and oh man, Dustin Stoller, he started this race in dead last. He's trying to move himself up despite missing the complete back end of his car, as he's trying to look to the inside of Dougie Shears, but he may be coming down pit road. And yes, he is. A few of the drivers are coming down pit road now. Pit stops are cycling back once again here, as we now see Aaron Macklin, Tim Fiegel, and Sky Commons back here as they're staying out. And I believe, and I think Nathan Hudson may have came down pit road again. That's gonna give the lead back over to Nathan Orman in the 48, and that's gonna put Kyle Matthews back in the second spot. Yes, it does. Kyle Matthews sits second, while Cole Daly is third. Christina Bell, our Pocono winner, she moves up to fourth place. Fifth now is Joshua Mudd. Sixth place is now Bell's teammate Joshua Osborne. Allison Rain moves up to seventh place in her number 7. Eighth now is Dougie Shears. And oh man, Joshua Mudd and Dylan Young, they move back up to the top 10. So it's just gonna come down to who's at the right place at the right time once that white flag waves. And oh man, it looks like Cole Daly, he's trying to do what he can to get around that 77. He tried to have a decent run here, despite having that rear damage. Kyle Matthews in that 77. He's gonna try to do what he can to hopefully try to get his best finish of the season here. He wants to try to win this thing, but he's gonna have to try to get past that 48. But Nathan Orman, he has a large lead right now, and like I said a few laps ago, a win here would definitely put Nathan Orman in the into the top 5 in points, as he currently sits 7th in points right now, as he's about to head into these S's into that final right hand curve of turn 14. We're gonna have to keep an eye on the 48 to see if he comes down pit road, and it looks like that he very well may come down pit road. And no, he actually stays out. But oh man, Kyle Matthews, he's coming down. This might be strategy for the 77. I'm not sure. But Nathan Orman, he decides to stay out an extra lap. And Stephen Cullen, he's back on pit road, and he's got some left side damage to his 88. I don't know if he came in contact, as Kyle Matthews, he's about to get his car serviced, as we now take a look at his teammate Allison Rain, who's got some front end damage to the back of her Ally Pride's Chevrolet. And oh man, we're having a battle between Joshua Osborne and James McLeod, as McLeod separates the two Sega Motorsports teammates here. I believe that's for the 4th position. Cycling through the field, Joshua Mudd now moves up to 7th place. Dylan Young now sits 8th. 9th is his teammate Danny Wells. And it looks like running out the top 10 is Simon Oskan in the 91. Simon Oskan, right now, he currently sits, I'm trying to find them on the list. And oh man, a little bit of contact from Zachary Fitzwater there. I was trying to find Simon Oskan. He currently sits 33rd in standings, as we now see that Zachary Fitzwater has a little bit of front end damage to his Busch Light Apple number 4. Oh man, I don't know if Fitzwater, I don't know if he's trying to do what he can to get around that 91, but there's no need to damage your own car to do that. Zachary Fitzwater, the only 3-time winner in the NASCAR SEGA Cup right now. He currently sits, I'm trying to find him on the list. He currently sits, where is he? He currently sits 6th in standings right now. So a good run here, depending on where he is. Once pit stops cycle around, he may have yet another good finish for that number 4. As we head back to the front now we're back to Nathan Orman, as it looks like that he is making an indication for pit road. Yes, he is. Nathan Orman is coming down. Will Cole Daly follow him? Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Cole Daly follows him, and Christina Bell, she will stay out once again, and that will give the lead right back to her. She is on a different pit strategy than all the main leaders. If she can hold on for just a couple more laps, she'll capture her 2nd win of the season here. But we don't know who stayed out with her. And oh man, I don't think what we see Jake Rogers and Ron Acosta, they stayed out with her, but they're so far back. As Christina Bell runs under the Sargento cheese sign. Jake Rogers now finds himself in 2nd. Ron Acosta 3rd. Now we see that Nathan Hudson has gotten around Nathan Orman for the 4th spot. This may be the battle for the lead right here once all the pit stops cycle around. depending on how far ahead that Christina Bell got, we're going to have to wait and see if Nathan Hudson is going to be the race leader. As we now see that William Brock finds himself in the 6th position in the 42. 7th now is Cole Daly. 8th, Mitchell Collins. And as we see that James McLeod moves back up to 9th. And now 10th is Joshua Osborne. All 3 of the Sega Motorsports cars are in the top 10 right now, but that won't last for long, as Christina Bell in the Sega machine, she's gonna have to try to put out as much distance as she can if she wants to try to hold off for that victory. Next time out, we're only gonna have 2 laps to go. In the NASCAR SEGA Cup Series, you never know what's gonna happen here. As we now see that Christina Bell, she's going through the right-hander and going uphill through the S's and approaching turn 14. Right now, she has a very sizable lead as Jake Rogers and Ron Acosta, they're just now getting into the right-hander as she's just now getting at turn 14. And yes, she is. She's making her way to pit road right now. If she was smart, she probably just go gas and go. Just don't take tire. Just try to take the fastest possible pit stop you can, as Jake Rogers and Ron Acosta also follow her into pit road. But now here comes Nathan Hudson, and I believe he's gonna stay out, which he does do. Now, where's Christina Bell? And Christina Bell, she's just leaving her pit stop right now. She may have taken 2 tires. And oh man, Nathan Hudson has indeed passed her, as we now have 2 laps to go. Nathan Hudson has just passed for the lead, and he has a sizable lead over William Brock. But now the question is, can these guys hold off? Is there any way that Nathan Hudson can hold on to the lead as long as he can? William Brock now finds himself in 2nd place. And oh man, Nathan Orman, he's got some left side damage to his 48. I don't know if he came in contact with someone on pit road here. Christina Bell finds herself in the 4th position. Cole Daly finds himself in 5th. Joshua Osborne 6th. He's 6th now. And now we see Alex Drayton got himself to 8th. Kyle Matthews is up to 9th. And Allison Rain rounds out 10th. And we're going to have to keep an eye on Nathan Hudson here if he can hold off for these last 2 laps here. Nathan Hudson, he would love to get a victory here. Right now, he sits 27th in standings. Last week at Chicagoland, he lost 6 spots, but a win here would probably put him back in the top 20 in the standings. I'm not sure though. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens with the 6th machine. But it looks like William Brock is trying to do what he can to chase him back down. It looks like William Brock is trying to close that gap. And oh man, he's definitely trying to do what he can to chase down that 6th car. But I don't know if he's going to have enough time. It depends on if Nathan Hudson will stay out or if he has to come down pit road. I do not know. This is definitely... I'd rather have this happen rather than them coming down pit road every 2 laps. As they're heading out of turn 14, I don't know if he's making an indication for pit road. And no, he's not. Nathan Hudson, he's going to try to roll the dice as he's ready to take the white flag. But William Brock, he's gonna have to try to do what he can to chase him down. But the white flag is waving for Nathan Hudson. This is William Brock's last chance if he wants to try to do what he can to chase down that number 6, and he is coming. The last time that William Brock finished in 2nd place, I'm trying to remember when that happened. I believe it may have been I don't think it was Atlanta. It may have been, I'm trying to think. It may have been, now I remember. It was the Coca-Cola 600 where he lost out to Chris Dollarton, and he would have hated to get 2nd place again here. But I don't know if he's going to have enough time to catch that number 6 because Nathan Hudson, he is gone. Or Nathan, he may be trying to conserve fuel. But the more he tries to conserve, the more that's going to allow that 42 to try to catch him. And William Brock, he's trying to do what he can to chase him down, but I don't think he's going to make it in time. All Nathan Hudson has to do is just watch his line and conserve his fuel, and don't miss a corner. Not going under the Suzuki Bridge is just a few more turns left, a couple more right-handers, and a few S's left. Nathan Hudson with a bold move at the start of this race, making it 3 wide in the beginning to take the lead away. William Brock, and oh man, he's just closing the gap here as they're going up the S's for the final time here today at Road America. But it's too little too late for William Brock. Now heading into turn 14 for the final time with no competition. Making no indication for pit road. Heading down the front straightaway for the final time here. Nathan Hudson in the number 6 out of Roush Fenway Racing. He will win the Jockeys Made in America 250. Sonico Racing Victories here congratulates Nathan Hudson for capturing his very first NASCAR SEGA Cup Series victory as he will take home Road America. Oh man, what a race here, and my throat is incredibly dry. We only had one caution. This race definitely had to take some tuning here, and luckily the racing here was somewhat decent as Nathan Hudson will cruise on to victory. As for Jockey 250, race number 20, and this race is indeed in the books. Nathan Hudson comes out on top here as he will win here at Road America, catching his first win of the season. William Brock will have to settle for second place here. Nathan Orman ends up third. Christina Bell with an amazing pit strategy, she ends up in fourth place. Cole Daly falls to fifth. Joshua Osborne sixth. James McLeod ends up seventh. Alex Drayton eighth. Kyle Matthews ninth. And running out the top 10 is Allison Rain. A good run for Spire Motorsports here today. Then we have Brandon Crasta, Dylan Young, Summit Oscon, Seth Cole, and Jake Rogers round out the top 15. Then we have Ron Acosta, Joshua Mudd, Levi McIntyre, Brayson Mitchell, Dougie Shears, he rounds out the top 20. Then we have Cole Deaver, Dustin Stoller after starting this race in dead last. He ends up 22nd. Jonathan Zorlin, Steven Gonzalez, RJ Bishop round out the top 25. Then we have Dylan Pote, Cody Lamas, James Qualls, Tim Fiegel, and Zachary Fitzwater rounds out the top 30. Then we have Alex Ferranti, Aaron Macklin, Sky Commons, Michael Norman, and Danny Wells round out the top 35. I guess they were on the bad side of pit strategy here because they were running in the front of the pack almost all day. Then we have Mitchell Collins, Matt McIntyre, and Jessica Shelton. She was actually a lap down. Matt McIntyre was the last driver on the lead lap. Stephen Cullen was 3 laps down after staying on pit road. He didn't even get to start the race until later. And we saw that Charles Sanford and Chris Dalton had problems. Charles Sanford had a lot of front end damage. We're going to have to go to replays to see what happened to both he and Chris Dalton. Okay, here's what happened to Charles Sanford. It was that same trouble spot, and was just cars bunching up. Dustin Stoller actually gets into the back of James Qualls, and then that just causes him to bunch up right in front of Charles Sanford, and that's how Charles Sanford got all that damage to the front of his 34. And further back, Simon Oscon's wheels lock up, and he actually almost spins out in front of Ron Acosta. But that's what happened with Charles Sanford, and that's how he retired out of the race. They couldn't get all that damage on that number 34 fix, so he'll have to settle for a 41st place finish. Now, here's what happened to Chris Darlington. At the time of this, he was running in the 18th position, and just like what happened to Mitchell Collins last week, ironically, behind Mitchell Collins, another car ends up blowing an engine, and unfortunately, it was Chris Darlington. He ended up breaking a clutch here, and unfortunately, that ended his day here. I bet that just sends PTSD flashbacks to Mitchell Collins after what happened to him last week. But luckily for him, it happened to Chris Darlington this week. So unfortunately for Chris here, he had to retire out of this race early. Well, race fans, that does it here for Road America. The next time the Sega Cup Series is back on YouTube, we will return to Atlanta Motor Speedway. So don't forget to tune in to that as we will return to oval racing. Congratulations one last time to Nathan Hudson for winning the Jockey's Made in America 250, and we'll see you at Atlanta.